Hey everyone, welcome to my kitchen. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Janice and I'm a Thermomix consultant. So I have been playing around with a recipe that I did do for you a little while ago, and it is the 1 punnet speedy strawberry jam. And I've done it with blueberries. And I've also done it with raspberries and plums. I think that's it. I haven't done it with the mixed berries yet, but the frozen mixed berries, I'd like to give that one a try. But in the meantime, what we're going to do today is we're going to do the blueberry. I'll do 2. And that is, so when blueberries are on special, they're on special for $2 a punnet, and I bought some, and this is 250 grams. Now a punnet of blueberries is not 250 grams. So when I'm changing the fruit out, I change it, it's 250 grams of the main fruit, but everything else about the recipe is the same. Now I'm going to write this recipe up and put it under my name on Thermomix community, but I'm going to add in my variations. So I'm going to do the blueberry one. I'll put that up on the recipe community. I'll link it down below. But I'll put in the variations that I have discovered. Let me know if you come up with any others. I'd love to try them. So rightio. So it's manual cooking. So we're just going to step in. So this one here is you throw everything in, cook it, and then blend it. And so that's what we're going to do. Starting off with the scales. Now it says a 250 gram punnet of strawberries. Now I've got 250 grams, and they are frozen, and all that means is they might need an extra few minutes at the end. There was nothing in my bowl because when I went to do it originally, I hadn't finished. I'd started it up on the pre-clean cycle and then hadn't rinsed it. So because I checked before I even started, I got to clean out so it was a clean, dry mixing bowl when I started. Rightio. Then we've got a Granny Smith apple, peeled and cut into quarters. 120 grams of sugar. Now, because this is a small quantity and and you keep it in the fridge, the sugar, you can reduce the sugar if you want. You can increase the sugar if you want. I like the 120 grams. It's not as much sugar as you would make you'd put in a traditional jam, so it's already reduced for this recipe. So usually you do equal quantities of fruit and sugar. So rightio, 120 grams of sugar. What did I say? 120, right, I'm up to 134. I confused myself talking about the 250 grams of blueberries. Rightio, and a teaspoon of vanilla bean paste. Now I really like the vanilla bean paste in the blueberry one and the strawberry one. The plum one, I like to add cloves and cinnamon, but I'll talk about that when I do that one. So we've added the fruit, the apple, the sugar and the vanilla bean paste. And now we're going to cook for 18 minutes. So because we're going over 95 degrees, we're going to put the basket on top. So we're going to set the time, 18 minutes, aroma temperature, on speed 1. And it's that simple. When we come back, if you want it a bit thicker, you can cook it longer. if you want, if it's a bit too chunky, you can give it a blend. But I'll be back in 15 minutes. In 18 minutes, and we'll have a look. 18. That's our 18 minutes up. Oops. And that's our jam. Now, we can blend that up if we want it to be a bit thicker, a bit smoother. That's quite chunky. So I'm just deciding if I want to cook that a little bit more. I don't think I do. Okay, so let's put the lid on. And we're going to do 30 seconds. So we go to, we've got a blend mode, 30 second, oops, 31, so then we go blend, just on slow. So you can go 30 seconds, speed 4. Okay, that sounded enough. So I keep having to print out my recipe again because I get it all wet. Okay. I'll show you that now. So when that will set up a bit. So I'm going to leave that sit for 10 minutes just to cool down a bit, and then we'll put it in the jar. So I'll get my scraper and I'll scrape it down. But yeah, I'll be back in 10 minutes when it's ready to go into the jar. And we can, our Thermomix has got a timer, and we can set it for 10 minutes. Oops, we don't want it that long. 10 minutes. Yeah, and then that will chime once the timer's up. Rightio, I'll be back in 10. Rightio, so that's been left to sit there. Now I've sterilised the bottles in the oven. 160 degrees speed, 160 degrees for 10 minutes. And oops. So this is a 270 ml jar, which fits this batch of jam. Oh, I've got too many things in my hands. And that's it there. I have got a little bit left. And we've got to get it all out. We can't be leaving it in there. So the other fruit I want to try is cherry. So I'll have to wait for cherry season. But rightio, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give this a clean up, and we'll come back and we'll put the plum jam on, and I'll talk you through that. And then at the end, we'll have a taste. Rightio. So I've still got to wash that. But we'll start off with the plum jam. So it is, we've got a green apple. Then I've got 250 grams. They're actually frozen plums that I had from the end of plum season. So it would have been like, February or something I bought them. And it was just 250 grams, and I weighed out 250 grams of the frozen plums, and I've left them sit there to defrost a little bit. Rightio. Now we want 120 grams of sugar. . 1 And then we want a quarter of a teaspoon. What we want is an eighth of a teaspoon of cinnamon. And an eighth of a teaspoon of cloves. Of ground cloves, these are. And I always add that too. I always add cloves and cinnamon to my plum jam. I absolutely love the flavour it gives. Rightio. Now we added the fruit, the apples, the sugar, and the any flavourings we wanted. We're going to put the simmering basket on top because we're going over. I just can't remember what temperature it is. Hang on. It'll tell me in a minute. I don't know if I steered you wrong before. Now we're going to go, what do you want, aroma? No, it just says to place the, hang on, let's go back. There, 95. 95, once you get to 95, you put the simmering basket on top. And if you, when you're dialing that, see, it doesn't say anything, and when you get to 95, it tells you. Place simmering basket on mixing bowl to prevent splashing. Aroma, what do we have? Speed 3. No, speed 1. Rightio. You'd think we've done this so much lately. Rightio, I'll be back when we get to the end of this. Rightio, so this is how 18 minutes up. And let's have a look. So I'd always like to blend the plum one. I've made it a few times now because it's got big chunky bits of skin in it. I'll just give that a blend, and it's 30 seconds speed 4. And then I'm going to leave it to sit. I've got an air bubble there. I was just trying to pour it for something on the outside of the jar. I'm going to leave it sit now for 10 minutes. Now, hang on. Just so that the bubbles die down a bit, the boiling dies down a bit. And then we'll come back. When I come back, I've got some English muffins in the freezer that I made. They're sourdough discard English muffins. I think I've got one left, so I'll toast it. And we'll come back. And I'll try a bit on each half. I'll try a little bit of plum and a little bit of the blueberry. So with the jam, with this recipe, your green apple, so you need to use like a Granny Smith or a tart cooking apple, and that is your pectin, that's your thickening agent. So you don't need to buy pectin, or you can put lemon juice in if you like. I've got no lemon juice at the moment, so that's why I usually would put a teaspoon of lemon juice in, but I've got none at the moment, so a teaspoon, tablespoon, just a bit of lemon juice, and that adds a bit of, it really does just add a little bit to the jam. But as far as your pectin goes, that's what your green apple's doing. That's what's setting your jam, thickening and setting it. So Rightio. I'll be back once I've got an English muffin toasted, and we'll give each a taste. Rightio. So this is my blueberry English muffin made with sourdough discard. Last one. I'm going to be making some more of these. These are really delicious. I did have a bit of a trouble because I just used a regular English muffin, sourdough starter discard English muffin recipe, and I added blueberries to it. And the blueberries, when I kneaded them through, added quite a bit of moisture to it. So I had to keep adding flour while I kneaded it to get it back to a reasonable sort of soft dough. But they are delicious. They worked out beautifully. Now this one here is still slightly warm, and this is the Plum Jam. So I am a person who does not put knives in my jam or any of them, because you put butter in them and then they don't keep as well. So, and this is the blueberry one, and then this is the plum one. Now the blueberry one is a sweet jam. Absolutely delicious. This is going to be my afternoon tea. And the plum jam, I guess it depends on the plums, but the plums I've got are making a really nice tart jam. Adding the cinnamon and the cloves to that plum jam really gives it a lift. And I find the blueberries, the vanilla bean paste gives the blueberries a bit of a lift as well. So that is my quick, 20 minute, or it's more than that because you've got to let it cool. But it's 18 minutes to cook. So it's 250 grams of your fruit of choice, 1 apple, 120 grams of sugar, and then your extra flavouring of choice. I want to make a cherry one because while I was over in Great Britain, no, was it Europe? Europe. They had black cherry jam everywhere, and it was just so yummy. So I've never made cherry jam, so I want to give it a go, but I'm going to try it with this recipe first. I like this one. It makes one bottle of jam, which is perfect, and it's quick. And it's also made with ingredients that I have in my house. Rightio. What am I going to say? Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, pop over to my channel and subscribe. And I really hope I'll see you next time.